Let's see.
Yo, this girl got boyfriend applications on her Facebook. I should apply, right?
Oh yeah. Why not? Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's see. Okay, that's Facebook. That's Facebook. What about?
Big 50. Episode Big 50. Let's go.
I know, right? What about YouTube? Let's see. Do you see Do you see YouTube, right?
Yeah, I just posted YouTube on Twitter.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is it not showing up for me? But now I see what's happening. Okay, cool. As long as it's in there. Okay. And let's get the recording going. And I got a new little jump off right here. Let's see if we can make that work. Welcome everybody to the SmartGuyz Tech Podcast. I be one of your lovely hosts. I am SmartGuyz Big Q, joined by the homie.
It's your boy Keon X is in the building. Oh, look at these lights, kid. Look, I feel nice right now.
You know, I think I need to invest finally. I think I'm gonna get me. I think I'm gonna RGB my spot up a little bit too. I think I'm gonna do that. You know, the mood look mellow in there, bro. It look mellow.
It's chill. It's chill in here, man.
Yeah. Yo, I am going through some withdrawal symptoms. I don't know if because I don't think I tweeted about it because I've been so sad. I've been going through it so hard. So my Galaxy Z Fold 3, the screen protector is starting to bubble a little bit. So of course, you know, Samsung is all like, "Don't you mess with it. Don't you touch it. You better let us do it." So I had to send it in, and in the meantime, I've been relegated to using S21 Ultra.
And 21 Ultra or S22 Ultra?
That was S21. It's S21.
Okay.
I have an S22, a little baby S22, but you know, of course, I'm using the Ultra because it's a bigger screen. But man, let me tell you, what I was telling folks, once you go fold, your ass is in a hole because I can't function properly, bro.
That can't be the slogan. That can't be it. Oh wow!
I'm quoting the phrase right now.
Wow!
My life has been in a tizzy for the last 4 days because I don't have my phone. Listen, dude, I'm at work trying to look at the.
Thank you, though.
Listen, what you know how serious this is? Y'all think I'm playing? I'm trying to look at the spreadsheets and do my stuff at work. I can only see half the page. I can't see. I'm used to seeing the whole page.
Zoom out.
No, then everything gets tiny. No, sir. No, sir. No, I need my phone back.
This is what happens. You see how much you rely on it now?
I can't deal with it. I can't do it, man. I cannot. I'm like,
that's a crutch. It's a crutch now because you rely on it so much that you can't even go back to a normal phone. Dude, what happens if all the phones get destroyed or something? Then what you gonna do?
Listen, I'm hoping that this fold thing becomes the norm. I'm hoping this is a situation like the Note was, where we just sit back another 3 years and then the rest of the world will catch up. And all the phones will be foldable or slidable or rollable or some type of expanding type of situation, right? Because I'm telling you, for the folks like me who are cutting edge, bleeding edge, dude, I can't function properly, man. I can't
Cutting edge, bleeding edge.
I can't do it. I'm saying I'm at work and I'm like, every time I pull out my phone to do something for work, I'm cussing about it. I'm checking inventory for customers and I can't even see the back end of the list. Like I gotta scroll all the way over to see the. No, man, that ain't how life's supposed to be.
Life is slightly inconvenient right now. Very slightly. Instead of having the whole thing, you just gotta move it over. You're just like, I don't know how people would work like this.
That is not the way life's supposed to be. That is not what's happening right now. And I'm upset about it, bro. I'm very upset about it. And so like it won't be until what we had. So it won't be until March something or other when I'm supposed to get it back. So I cannot wait. Look, I'm gonna tell you how desperate I was.
I saw that you had a 22 Ultra.
I have a 22 Ultra, but it's a work phone, so I can, you know what I mean. So yeah. And but I was so desperate that I whipped out my Fold 2, because I have a Fold 2. But what happened was I put my SIM card in, and for whatever reason, I think the door is loose on it or something because it won't even read the SIM card. Like it won't even recognize that the card is there. Like it's ridiculous. Like me and when I took it to one of the dudes at work, one of the mobile cats, I was like, bro, what's wrong with my phone, man? Like, why won't it read the SIM card? It read the SIM card before, and he was like, I don't know, man. Like they played with it, jiggled it a little, it would not read it, and I was like, damn, I need a phone that folds like right now.
That's wild. So Zoe says not having a foldable is like going back to 60 hertz.
It is, man. It is.
I went back to 60 hertz. Ain't no problem.
You a special one then. I'm telling you, dude. I am hurting right now, cuz I am hurting. Like if I was forced, like let's say that phone broke and I didn't luckily for me, that's why I was prepared. I had the Samsung Care Plus because I knew something like this might happen. But if I was forced to actually have to use this permanently until the Fold 3 came out, oh my God, I would probably have to start pawning some stuff to get me.
One day I hope to be reliant on the Fold like you, but right now I'm just like this. This is just it. I know I've had a Fold before though, but I went from 120 to 60, and it wasn't a big deal.
Nah, man, it's tough, man. It is tough because I don't know if you saw Rush's tweet earlier where he was showing how Samsung has.
Yes, and I wanted to comment on that tweet, and I just said, forget it. The tablet when he had like the Instagram and the other stuff that looked so cluttered, I could not work like that. I don't know how you do it. I just couldn't.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. So when he used to use a Duo. So for him having one.
Wait, you talking about Zoe? Or you talking about Rush?
Rush, he's used to using a Duo,
right?
So for him, just like me, having one app up don't make sense. It needs to be at least two. If you don't have at least two,
why?
All the time,
why?
Because you can.
See, I don't like doing stuff just because I can. I like to do stuff that makes sense. Let me pull this up really quick. Hold up.
Why not be able to see what's going on IG? Why are you looking at Twitter? Like, what's wrong with that?
For what?
Because more information.
People trying to say you can't truly focus on two things at once, anyways.
Well, I don't think you tried, Keon. I don't think you tried.
I can't do it because I'm in Chrome instead of Safari. Oh man, can I not? Yeah, I can't do it because I'm in Chrome. But if you look at that tablet where he has like, what is it? Google Chrome on one part, Twitter, and then what's the thing? Instagram. Right. That is gross.
I thought it was beautiful. He thought it was so beautiful that this is what he quote. I'm gonna quote what he said on Twitter. He said, "Hey, he might have to jump in. He might have to reconsider." He was like, and he called it.
He might have to take the plunge. Yeah, he might have to take the plunge. And I'll give you iPads. You can have a little floating app over the split screen. I just think that's too much. Having two apps is fine. Having the three and the layers and they're all everywhere. No.
I don't understand how you feel. Ain't you a multi-monitor type of guy? You a multi-monitor?
No. I have one monitor. I have an ultra wide though.
Oh my God! Well, see that. See, there you go. That's
your. I have an ultra wide. No, because I have multiple apps up. Like right now, if you look at my screen, there's like Chrome and Safari, but it looks nice. It's not just everywhere. They're structured, functional.
You're supposed to have monitors all over the place, right?
This is only like my main screen. If I go to my other desktop, it's just Final Cut or just Lightroom. I'm not having
Right.
I'm not having this for.
You don't want to have Final Cut and Lightroom up at the same time.
Why would I need both? Why would I do both at the same time?
It might be a
No,
reason.
no. The one thing I do want, and I see this in a lot of setup videos, I want to have my desktop here and then have like either a super big monitor or like a TV right above. That's what I want so bad.
Okay. I'm just saying, man, you got to learn how to multitask, Keon. You know, you got to be able to do more than one thing at a time. Now, look, I understand coming from you, this the guy who only wants his devices to have singular functionality. I'm just saying.
Hey, man. Hey,
the rest of the world's moving at a different speed, man. You know,
you're a jack of all trades guy, and I'm an ace of spades right now, bro. I'm in the ace of spades zone, though.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because once you have that real estate, and once you have been able to see all the stuff at the same time, it's very hard to go back to a single screen, single app experience.
And like I hope that's the case for me. I hope that once the iPhone comes out, I hope I'm in that same camp with you. But right now, I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing on my phone that I need it to be wide anyway. Besides watching YouTube, like that's the only use case I can see.
Nah, man. See, and you know what? I very rarely watch video on my phone. I rarely do that.
Oh, I watch YouTube all the time on any device I got.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just I don't know, and I just know me personally. This week has been rough. Like the last week has been rough without my phone. I was hesitant to send it off because I saw some YouTube videos where guys were actually switching they were putting the screen protectors on themselves, and I was like, who would I be as a Samsung guy? Like as a person who works with it, and I'm telling my customers on a regular basis, Samsung says don't mess with this, and then I go and do it myself anyway and mess the phone. So I didn't want to take no chances.
Like I said, I've worked for Apple and taken iPhones apart and fixed them myself. Like
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. And besides, listen, I'm paying $14 a month for Samsung Care Plus anyway. So might as well put it to good use.
So before we jump in today, do you have warranties on like all your products?
No, see, not everything. Just on certain things that make sense to me, right? So like for my tablet, for example, I have the protection plan on the keyboard, but not on the actual tablet, right?
Okay.
Because and then of course I have it on like my Xbox controller that I use for my gaming. I have it on that.
The S8 Plus tablet you got, that's yours or that's work?
No, that's work. I had to pre-order mine, so I'm waiting on mine to come. Gotcha. Yeah, I get it on time. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, for me, is no warranty on anything I have. Nothing I have besides my car has a warranty. That's just because I have to have it on my car.
No, and I did it. I never put it on phones. This is the only time I've ever done it because it's the first time me having a device like this. So I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna take no chances. Even though I got it for super cheap, I didn't have to pay the full. It's still an expensive phone. Even though I didn't have to pay that much money for it, it's still an expensive device if I had to replace it, right? So I did it this time. So we'll see. And I think next time.
Hey, chat squad, let us know how you feel about warranties in the chat in the future. The future audio.
I do it on certain. I do it on things that I know that I'm gonna use a lot that I might end up breaking. Like I said, a keyboard for the tablet, my video game controllers, stuff that don't cost a whole lot of money, but I just don't feel like dealing with like another thing. One that I've actually cashed in the GSP on plenty of times is the Elite strap for my VR headset. I've broken 3 of them, so I just take it back up in there and give me another one. So, I do. So especially when I did that, I was stretching it out. So I do it every once in a while, but that's how that go. But man, I think we got a pretty decent show. Not a whole lot in tech. It's just a few little things going on. One of the things is, listen, there's a bunch of weirdness going on with podcasts and stuff, and Spotify trying to become the king and all that stuff. But we'll talk about that. But first, Keon, what Zoe said, Series X Halo and both Elite controllers from Microsoft. Yeah, so see stuff like that. Like I would do it. I don't blame him.
For me, a control. I mean, I can see a controller. I guess if it's a one-time warranty, I don't like the monthly warranties for smaller things. Yeah, then I just paid.
Well, so the only one I pay for a monthly is for the phone. That's the only one.
Okay.
Everything else is like $35 or whatever for 2 years or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, And actually, I'm glad I had it on my bulbs too because I bought them last year, and I bought some single LED ones, like not the hot, like and they die within. They started like one of them is flashing now. Yeah, I don't know if people can see it, but I need to replace this one. But yeah, so I got GSP and stuff like that, and it was cheap. So
I always tell people when they buy bulbs, just go ahead and buy the higher end. Go ahead and buy one with a hub. It'll be better. Because I've had mine for years. I've had those for years. Yeah. They don't have all the functionality of some of the new stuff, but they work.
Yeah. These have a hub, but it was still cheap. It's singlet, not LifeX or
I've got Philips Hue,
yeah. So none of that kind of stuff. Tell me what you think about this, Keon. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen.
I already saw it. I don't want to talk about it. Why are we doing this?
Well, because we got to. I'm saying. So okay. So look, I don't like to get into the the political stuff. I don't like to get into that. But there's one thing that made me kind of want to go into the story because what I noticed was that this right here is only launching on iOS. Now, for my audio people who don't know what we're looking at a page talking about the announcement of former President Donald Trump. And of course, how he was all on Twitter. I think Twitter kicked him off, right? Last year, right?
Yeah, they kicked him off. He's banned forever.
He got perma-banned, right?
Yep. So he cannot come back. So crazy.
So he had to come up with his own propaganda-fueled social media network. Well, I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Hey, man.
So listen. My first question is this, Keon. Is the world ready for this? Because you listen, and I don't even know how legally you can do this, but I guess you can. It's freedom of speech. I guess. I mean, it's just like Clubhouse, I guess, right? But we know what's going to happen on here. We know what's going down on the social media side. I'm just saying, we know what's happening.
I mean, it's. I know the one social network, I forgot what it was called, started with like a P or something. They got kicked off the App Store. They got kicked off the Google Play Store. They had to change up some of their rules, change up some of how they handle free speech and all that stuff. And I think now they're available again, but it's tougher now and it's not the same. Whatever. Yeah. So I mean, this is going to eventually have to follow those same rules. Like you can't just go on there and say absolutely everything. Right. But I feel like it's going to be similar to that old app, And it's funny that it's only going to be on iOS. There's another social app that was only on iOS for a bit, and to join it, you had to have at least $1 million net worth or something like that. We covered it back in the day, like a long time ago. Okay, but to join the app, you had to. I think it was like your net worth had to be a lot, or like the monthly subscription was like $1,000 a month. Like it was a money app. I was just like, yo. Wow. And they had users. They had people who were on it because, like, if you're rich, you want to show off, how rich you are. So you're only going to talk to rich people, and to prove that you're paying exorbitant amount of money for nothing. So it's funny that iOS does these weird things.
Yeah, and I am very surprised that this thing lives on the Apple App Store, where their rules and regulations are so. Look, I figured they would get away with sliding this past Google because Google probably didn't give a damn and probably wouldn't have cared. But nope, that's not the case, right? Because I guess the wrong type of people use Android phones and they don't need, and they're like, we're not gonna do this.
Oh my God! I don't know. You got to turn the line real safely right now.
I'm just saying. Just saying. So
our comments are going to be fire on this one.
We put it on the Apple App Store where we know we're going to hit our target demographic. Okay, let me stop.
My views do not reflect my co-host. Or if they do or they don't, I'm not letting y'all know. Oh man, what are you doing? What's that? Okay.
Oh, that was that. Oh, that's the witchy thing. Let me stop. What I'm saying is, I'm very surprised that that Apple is allowed. That's what I'm saying. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, like I said, it depends on the content that's going to go within the app. But the funny thing is, the social network is called Truth Social.
Yeah.
Truth Social. That's a name. That's a name right there.
And so that conjures up what? That conjures up, like maybe the truth ain't really being told in other places.
Yeah,
Or
Twitter's not telling you the truth, Q. Twitter is a bunch of lies, so you got to go to Truth Social.
Things that everybody else in the rest of the world was deeming fake news actually lives as truth on this platform.
This is truth right here.
Right. I'm just, a little bit
wait,
weird.
so it's available to download now. So you can go ahead and if you want to know the truth, you can go ahead and go in the App Store and download it now. I don't know if there's any type of rules or regulations that you need to join. If you need to be certain affiliate, or, I don't know. I might have to skip this one unless we get some people on there. But
listen to what I'm talking about. No, I'm just saying, right? I want to bring one line of this story to everybody's attention, right? It says here, the former president was banned from the platform, talking about Twitter, in early 2021 after Twitter said he was inciting violence in the wake of storming of the U.S. Capitol building. Now they're giving this man a full, unregulated platform.
Well, Twitter is not giving him this. Trump said, if I can't go into your club, I'm going to just make my own club.
This is crazy.
What you going to do?
This is absolutely nuts. I want to
So, what's the over-under on this is going to get canceled by the end of the year? You put money on it?
It don't make it through the summer. It don't make it through the summer, bro. It don't. I think by the time we get to the summer, it'll be done.
If I was a betting man, I'm gonna put some money on this. Ain't lasting. It's not gonna be it.
No, definitely not. I definitely don't think so. But I thought it was kind of hilarious to look at. Right. The other thing, talking about Twitter and Keon, I am so glad that this right here is a thing now, because between you and Zoe, I get pulled into some shit all the time. Listen, I'd be like, what do I have to do with this bullshit, y'all?
So the headline is for everybody listening: Twitter might be testing a way to let you untag yourself from threads. So you could just be like, "Hey, I don't need to be here. I'm peacing out." Now, if you if me and Zoe are talking and we're replying back and forth, and we don't tag you, Rush, everybody. If I reply to Zoe, I can take you out of the thread, or I can take Rush out of the thread. You can't take yourself out. That's like the new thing. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, because I'll tag companies in some photo posts and things, and then somebody and me would get to talking, and I don't want, I'm not trying to tell Sony everything going on in the conversation, so I'll untag them. But this is nice. If you start getting tagged into stuff, I get tagged into stuff a lot. I've got some friends who do like the thank you. It's been 50 years I've been on Twitter and all this stuff. Here are my best friends I talk to. I don't care about all that.
If you got one at Chaoser and that one real Mr. Simba like going at it about some shit that you ain't got nothing to do with, right? It's almost like I'm expecting I'm expecting to choose a side. I'm like, hold up.
What I don't want to see is Zoe say at Chaos, at Q, at Rush. Then I respond at Zoe, at Rush, at Q, and then the next one is at Rush, at Chaos. I'm like, whoa, what happened to Q? Wait a minute. You just slide out of this conversation. I'm gonna tag you back in. If I see you untagged. But honestly, this is a good little idea. This is a good thing.
Yeah, because I'd be feeling like I'd be forced to choose a side, and I'm like, this is y'all's fight. I'm like, Now I see sometimes Rush would be like, and Rush loved to throw the gas. He loved to throw the gas. He'd be like,
he'll do it late though. Like we be already done. Here go Rush throwing up a gif. I'm like, what are you doing?
He let it throw the gas now. He's talking about, he said the 4 was inferior. I'm like, dude. Oh my God.
That's probably because you and Rush got responsibilities and y'all be on Twitter all the time. But if I get that Twitter notification, I'll be like, yo, let me see what's going on.
Usually the thread has been going on for about an hour or two before I see it, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, here they go with this nonsense again. And then I'm like, okay, whose side am I supposed to take here? Because so I say it's like sometimes he'll clearly be like talking to me like, look, Q, this is the stupid stuff that Keon is talking about. And then sometimes you'll be like, see, Q, that's what I mean when I say that you're doing something stuff. I'm like, hold up. This is y'all's conversation. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. But we're not going directly. I'm not going to directly talk to Zoe. I'm not directly talking to me. We got to pull you in there. Like, yo, look at this man. Go get your man. Whose man's is this? And that's why we got to pull you in there.
Your boy is tripping. That's what you like. Look at you.
Exactly. Don't go directly to it. We got to sidestep it and bring you in there.
They said that he downvote popped up for him. I haven't really looked on Twitter to see if I got it yet, but I don't know because I'm telling you, I know I'm going to abuse it because I don't like nothing, but I'm gonna downvote the shit out of everything.
Downvoting has popped up for me. I haven't used it for just because like it doesn't matter. You don't get to see how many people downvoted. It's only for the replies. Like I wanted to see somebody downvote the main tweet, and I want to see the ratio. I want to see you get like -20 downvote. Like I want to see something.
Yeah.
So I haven't really used it.
No, I am going to lean on that downvote button.
So Zoe said he saw it on the web. I don't use Twitter on the web too much.
Yeah, nah, not me either. Because actually, I just recently put the Twitter Android app on my desktop. So I have actually, I'm going to start kind of incorporating Android apps on the desktop. Well, because I know you're looking like,
thank you for reading my face and be like, this is why.
You already got that look on your face. Because I can control the notifications. I can control them a little bit better. But the Android apps versus them coming from the web or coming from Windows, because Windows apps are awful. Nobody wants to use those, And
they have just like plain websites that you can use.
See, the thing about that is, it's Chrome. Chrome doesn't handle notifications very well. Because if you can't really block individual ones. Like you either turn notifications on or you turn the notifications off. So it is what it is, right?
Sometimes you guys make me feel like I'm some old man who's stuck in my ways. But I'm just like, if it works, it works. Like the website works. If I need to get a notification, it pop up on my phone, I go to the website. Otherwise, I'm just browsing. What you need the app for? What you need foldables for? What you need all this stuff for? No, man.
So it's very simple. It's a very simple answer that because we can't.
It's not. You're taking what's made for phones and putting it on computers. Why?
Because we can. Yeah. Can you not pull up a iPhone app on your computer?
But I can. But like, why? If there's a website.
Look, they gave that to you, bro. They told you that this is something that they wanted you to be able to enjoy.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna use the website because that's what the website was made for.
Okay. So
I'm not for web apps. I like websites. Websites are good. Web apps are trash.
So before we close the show with the big story, I saw Dave and them on Twitter a couple of days ago talking about these romance scammers. And
have you seen the Netflix special?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it yet. But I heard. Let's not think about the whole situation with the romance scam, right? I'm trying to figure out how these women falling for it, man. Like, what is really happening here?
So I'm gonna give you. Let me give you the synopsis of the Tinder swindler. This man,
Tinder swindler. Oh,
that's the name. So Russ started talking about it on Twitter, and my friend started talking about it, and I didn't know what was going on, so I had to go watch it.
Yeah.
Tinder swindler is this man's. He lived a lifestyle where he was showing off some things that he may or may not have had. People are looking at him like, "Oh, you got this, and that. I want to rock with you. I want to be in your life." He's reaching out to women and saying, "Hey, I can treat you to this life," and you start falling for each other. And then the main part is you got to show up once or twice. You got to show up in their lives. You got to take them on a date or something so they know you're real. And then you're just like, "Oh, I got something going on. I need, I don't know, $25,000 real quick. Don't worry, I got you. I'll pay you back." And these women got the money. Like he's not going after broke people. He's going after people with money.
So he targeted the women with some cash.
Yeah, because remember the lifestyle he's portraying is that he's rich.
That's
so.
Right. Okay.
Rich attracts rich, and he's just like, $25,000. That's nothing. You got this. And some of these women are like, man, I got to take out a loan and stuff like that. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll pay you back. I'm gonna show you. Don't even. I love you, girl." And then when they do it, and then money gets tied up, he's not really sending the money back. Some girl gives him money, so he's gonna give that money to somebody else. Like it's smooth, but it's rough. And he's obviously not the only one, as you can see here.
And this is a real thing that's been $139 million in cryptocurrency, from 5 times more than the amount stolen in 2020. This is a real thing.
Wait, this is just this year?
Yeah.
Wow. People are watching the Tinder Swindler and taking notes. That's the problem.
So this guy, he has to really gotta go hard with this act though. Like he gotta produce a private jet or something. He gotta how do you produce this stuff and you don't have it?
That's what, I mean, first of all, people fall for Photoshop because apparently one of the photos at the Tinder Swindler, he did a Photoshop on somebody else's boat. I was like, what?
Wow. he got a green screen up. Oh my god!
Or you take, you take a couple $100, go take some tours, and make sure you get some pictures without other people in the background. This is mine. Like, isn't that a museum? Wow. No, don't worry about it, girl. This is mine. I own this.
That is insane. That is insane.
We fall for it.
And so why I'm really kind of blown away is like, damn, I should have thought of this. You know what I'm saying, right?
Some of the bad part is, like, if you do it a certain way, it's hard to charge you with anything. If you're just like, can you gift me some money? What's the government gonna do? Be like, you signed your name over, you gave him the money as a gift, which it's hard, it's rough.
Yeah, so, man. So it look like now they trying to get it. They flipping the money into crypto, so it's hard to
track.
Yeah. Wow. That is nuts, man.
Hey, girl, let me buy this NFT real quick. Can you loan me a Bitcoin?
That is insane. That is insane. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go and check out the show because now my curiosity is piqued. I want to see how these dudes pulling this off because that is dope. I have a homegirl who was telling me, this is about a month or so ago, who was telling me that her mom got caught up in some stuff like this, and she was like, she had intercepted it. She was like, her mom was pulling money out of accounts and stuff, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Oh," and then she like showed her daughter the picture of the guy, and like this is like, and told her, she's like, "Don't you know this is a scam, mama?" And I was like, and she's telling me the story, and I'm like, "How your mama actually fell for this? Did she really fall for this?"
People, I can guarantee you, people fall for it. You gotta remember, back in the day, emails, not just start coming out, but emails getting to be more popular. We have the Nigerian prince, come collect your money. You just got to send 5,000 so I can give you the whole 1 million. Yeah. And then they start evolving. When I was at Apple a few years ago, we had the people who would call you and be like, "Oh, your son, mom, brother, sister is in jail. I need you to buy $1,000 worth of gift cards." And now it's, I can't just call you. I got to date you a little bit and then get the money. And then I got to date you a little bit and then get some crypto. Like it's always going to be a thing.
Wow.
Always going to be a thing.
It's a little crazy. And then, the whole thing about dudes flying out and showing up at least once or twice so the girl think you for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's so crazy.
It's funny. It's like you're putting a lot of effort into it. I mean, you could be doing other things, but I guess you're not going to get the same amount of money with the same amount of time or whatever. But it's crazy. These people are smart. Evil geniuses.
Really insane. So, everybody know about, and we ain't gonna get into it here, but I just want to talk about Spotify. But everybody know about. Let's start here first about the whole Joe Rogan situation with Spotify. Mm-hmm. So we ain't gonna talk about the incident and none of that because we don't care about that. Well, it ain't important to what the story is, but basically, it was an incident, and then people were like upset about with Joe Rogan, start pulling their stuff off Spotify. Yeah. Big name people like Taylor Swift and a lot of other people pulling their music, and then so Spotify turns around and instead of being like worried about these artists leaving the platform, they turn around and pay the man a new contract.
And then I don't know if they lied about it or it got out, but like. They said, or somebody said it's $100 million. Somebody else found out. Yeah. Actually, $200 million.
$200 million. So basically, this is what I gather from the story, right? And I understand what Spotify is doing, and really because up until this point, Apple was synonymous with podcasts, and they pretty much ran the way podcasts work. You had to go through Apple to get the ratings and the stars and whatever it was. That was the measuring stick of how podcasts work, right? Had to go through Apple, iTunes, or Apple Podcast, whatever they call them these days. But now, Spotify done bought the biggest, largest podcast providers on the planet, 2 of them, and now they own everything, right? So now it's like they stole all the shine from Apple. Like, Apple, you don't control nothing no more. We run the podcast game now, and basically they're giving Joe Rogan a free reign to say whatever the hell he want to say with no repercussion.
Now they have taken out some of Joe's podcasts. They've taken them like 20 or something. But the man has hundreds of podcasts. So you take out 20, he's still got 700 left.
So it's Young, a whole bunch of other people pulled the catalog from the platform in response to the stuff that went down with the whole COVID miscommunication stuff that went down before. And instead of punishing this man and saying, "Hey, bro, you need to calm down, you need to chill out a little bit," but I guess money talk, BS walk, right? Because I don't know how much money Joe Rogan is making Spotify, but apparently they're making a killing.
A lot.
They can kick him back $200 million.
Joe definitely has hardcore fans. He has a lot of fans, and this is a big name you just bought. So if I just bought you, I got to make sure you're doing work, and you got 2 options. Make sure he's there. Make sure he's putting in these numbers because he comes with a huge crowd, or just let him go. And I think right now you got to just see, like, hey, let me just keep him on. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he's bringing more money than Neil Young is taking with him.
Right. Do you think that the reason why there was no heavy like slap on the wrist or any like repercussion is because, like, low key, you think Spotify is kind of encouraging him to say stuff like peddling COVID-19 like saying like Joe, just say something crazy and then gloss it over like you did, like, you know, like it didn't mean nothing, like, because you know it's gonna set the world on fire, you know.
I think just like you said, money talks, and he brings in a lot of money. He is he's a name. Like, everybody knows Joe Rogan, like, whether for good, for bad, whether for Fear Factor or a podcast, you know the name Joe Rogan. And you might have to listen to what he said. So I feel like he just brings so much money. It's hard to say, yo, stop what you're doing before we let you go. Because he's going to be like, you let me go, I'm taking my money, I'm taking my people, and I'm telling my people not to use Spotify.
And screw Neil Young and his whack-ass records anyway, right?
Exactly. So it's just like, oh, let me just go ahead and appease this guy for now until it gets too bad. They're gonna let it get way bad before they would consider taking him off.
So Joe looked at Neil like, oh, you gonna pull your records? Like, Neil Young record, Joe Rogan podcast.
I can quote Joe Rogan before I can tell you a Neil Young song. That's all I'm saying. So
Neil Young said, I'm doing this because Spotify is spreading fake information about vaccines, potentially causing death to those who believe the disinformation being spread by them. Please act on this immediately today and keep me informed of the time schedule. And they did the exact opposite and just gave him more money and more control and say, look, dude, keep doing your thing.
And a lot of what people are mad about is Spotify hasn't been saying anything. They just been doing stuff. Yeah. And people are just like, yo, Spotify, you going to respond? Spotify just be like, you know what? We just keep doing our thing.
Listen, I don't know if I 100% agree. Well, one thing I do love about what Spotify is doing, they wrestled a little bit of power away from Apple. I'm always about that. And I don't know if Apple was really super concerned about having control over podcasts. I don't think they really cared. It was just the way things were because they invented podcasts. So it was just like, hey, if it's a podcast thing, it has to come through us, right? Your podcast ain't nothing if it don't got no 5-star Apple rating on it. Because a 5-star Spotify rating means what? It don't mean nothing. But I guess now it does, right? I don't know.
I see Spotify doing a lot, and it's working out for them. I kind of wonder what their next venture is, because they definitely have music. They've got podcasts. They were doing this Clubhouse thing for a little bit.
They were.
You could buy concert tickets on Spotify. You can buy merch on Spotify. You can do a lot. You can get your news and meditation on Spotify. So for me, their next logical step would be if music videos are still a thing, they might do some videos. They might do some other stuff. So
they got Chartable and Podsite. I don't know how much they pay for these, but these are two tech companies that they just acquired, which gives them the ability to kind of judge people's podcasts now. Like they said, screw what the system was before we became a power in podcasting. Now we tell you who's hot and who's not. So you don't have to try to please Apple's algorithm. You need to please our algorithm, right? We're the ones who tell you who got the dopest podcast. And I don't know if that is for podcasters, like somebody like me who, I'm leaning pretty heavily into podcasts, and I think it's a thing. I see how it can make money, and I see how powerful and how lucrative it can be. I'm just trying to figure out which way to navigate now. Do I please the new Spotify masters, or do I continue, being bastardized by the Apple algorithm? I don't know.
I feel like if you're in the podcast now, especially if you're just now getting into podcast, you're definitely going to have your feet in both ponds. You're going to have one foot in Apple, one foot in Spotify. Apple's going to have your legacy. Apple knows what they're doing. But as we can see now, Spotify is going deep with this podcast stuff. They're making sure like they are a real force in the podcast game. And what they're doing is smart, because now they are they're starting to eliminate apps from your phone. First of all, you used to have Spotify, and then say Overcast, and then say Ticketmaster. Now all three of those apps can just be Spotify. So now you start losing name recognition, losing brand recognition, and you're just like, oh, if it has anything to do with audio, music, or podcast or whatever, I gotta go to Spotify. So they're smart. They're killing it right now. So it's something to watch out for.
And actually, I was trying to sit here and look at the popularity and where, because of people like Joe Rogan, and another one that's not as big as Joe Rogan, but he's pretty big, is Joe Budden. He got a pretty big podcast, and
yes, he does.
And they've taken this podcast thing to a crazy new level that, like, I subscribe to Sirius XM Radio. They even do podcasts now, like Kevin Hart has a few that he does on his channel. They got podcasts on the radio now, so like, which I don't really understand, because is it a radio show or is it a podcast? Like, what is it, right?
That used to be just like the whatever the FM channels or the AM channels. They used to have to just talk all day. I would hate that when I was in my car with like my uncle and stuff, and all he would just listen is the people talk all day. It's like, where's the music? But that's just what they're doing now. Talking.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. This is like a lot of talk radio. And it seemed like everybody leaning into that podcast, and the podcast is where it's at. So, I'm thinking Spotify, because their competition before was what, like Tidal, which they finally won that, because I think Tidal's unfolded, right? Did we read that story a couple months ago? Did we say Tidal was done?
Tidal's not done.
I don't know if they're still going. But they're not owned by Jay-Z no more. Like, he sold it to somebody else, right?
Oh yeah.
Something happened with them, right? But yeah, so it was Tidal, it was Beats Radio, which got absorbed into Apple, right? It was a couple other streaming services. What was it? I can't Pandora, but ones like that. They don't even hold a candle to Spotify no more.
I always look at people weird when they say they use Pandora. I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Pandora seemed like it's the poor person, like the person who has no idea about streaming radio. Like, that lady who comes into the store, and at least once a week somebody comes to the store, and that's where the CD is at, right?
I was like,
right,
you mean vinyl? Because I'd rather you buy vinyl than buy a CD. Don't come in here.
That's the weird thing. You can find vinyl in the store, but you can't find CDs in the store.
Yeah, I was say, I think Best Buy, they don't do CDs at all. So if you go somewhere and you find a CD, I'm surprised.
Yes, absolutely, right. And so they're the ones I think listening to TuneIn FM, because we had TuneIn FM as a sponsor for the SmartGuyz show a couple years ago.
TuneIn, iHeartRadio,
iHeartRadio, all that. Yeah, it's crazy that those things, they seem like they just don't even stack up to, because right now it's either Apple Music or Spotify. That's it. That's it. That's it. Only two choices you got.
I do have a homie who only uses Tidal, because he got it when Jay-Z was on the owner and everything, and he likes the support, which is cool. But it's he's definitely the outside looking in. He's dang though.
Yeah, wow. That's a throwback. Samsung Milk Music. That was a jump off. But Milk Music got absorbed into Beats Radio, right?
Oh man.
To Beats, and then Beats got sucked into Apple Music. I think that's how it happened. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember what happened to Milk Music. That's crazy.
But Samsung is even like hanging from the Spotify teeth, because if you go into the Samsung Music Player app and go to the top tab, it has a Spotify player built into it. You know what I'm saying? So,
I know. And Spotify recently, I think like within the last year or so, they started putting lyrics into you can look up the lyrics now within the app, which was at once like an Apple exclusive. Like, this is why you get Apple Music if you like to sing the lyrics along with the song.
Yeah.
Once Spotify did that, I'm just like, ooh, Apple, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. So
the only issue I have with the way music is today, like the current state of, being a consumer of music, is that, like, it's just like the TV stuff. It's the same crap. Like, you got to have everything in order to be able to listen to everything. Like, there's certain records that I go looking for on Spotify, and you just ain't gonna find them. Especially like a lot of '90s hip hop stuff, those old black movie soundtracks, like the Above the Rims and the She's Got Game, and those I love those soundtracks back in the. Cannot find them on Spotify.
But you know what Spotify will let you do? Spotify will let you upload music.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know.
If you get the desktop app, they will let you put your own music on there. Like Spotify is saying, "Hey, whatever your problem is, we about to fix it."
I didn't know that. That's pretty good. But see, it still brings the problems. I still need to find that. So, but I guess it's cool because if somebody else uploaded it, it might be a chance that it's a searchable. It's user.
I think it's just you. Like, if you upload a song to like your library, you can listen to it. I don't think it's like I can listen to what you upload.
Yeah. Because that's really the only issue I got. Like I have like an old hard drive that I got a bunch of stuff on, but that stuff is not available for like streaming. I can't find it nowhere. But it's
like how iTunes used to be, where you had to upload your song to iTunes and you can listen to it. It's pretty much like that. So.
Yeah, but if and I understand, like, that's just the way media is right now. Digital media is streaming, and it is all splintered and fragmented to all these different places. And we've talked about the way TV and movies have been done. Like, I'm glad I'm always going to be part of the Homeboys Club when it comes to that. It's just, that whole situation is a mess, and I'm telling you, as long as it's a mess like that, I'm sticking with the Homeboys Club. Now,
I used to be in the club when it came to music, and then I just gave up and was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to it on Spotify. I think I have Apple Music because of a trial, but if it's not on Spotify, if it's not on SoundCloud, then I just can't listen to it. This is not gonna happen.
And it's crazy. Even when you throw in, like, even like YouTube is a little bit better with the obscurity stuff. YouTube is pretty good with the obscure stuff because
remixes or things like that.
Because I think user playlists and user stuff is searchable on there. I think it is.
Yeah, you can search other people's stuff. And I think YouTube is technically the largest streaming music platform in the world right now.
Yeah, my only issue with YouTube music is that the quality is awful.
That's not YouTube music, just YouTube in general.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm talking about the YouTube music app. It's and I understand why music is coming from all these different places, and there's no nobody regulating it or whatever. So I understand why the quality is bad. Like, if they can fix that quality issue, it might be. I can't see paying for YouTube music. It's just because the quality. I don't know. It's just not there for me. I can't do it.
I'll pay for YouTube. You don't pay for YouTube? You don't have YouTube Premium?
No, I usually have YouTube Premium through Samsung. Every time I get 2 new devices every year, and every time you get a new device, they give you like 6 months free, and that's usually how I do it. So.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna pay for it. So.
But speaking of music and speaking of people creating their own platforms and whatnot, like former president, did you see Kanye saying that his new album solo.to is only going to be on his stem player, which costs I think like $200 or something?
Yeah, on that look, we talked about that on the show one time.
Yeah, I remember, we talked about the little thing.
The Donda player.
It's stem player. Stem player.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's called Donda Player. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, the idea ain't new. His boy Jay did it first with Samsung, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you have to get Samsung whatever to get his album.
But what was different about that is that people were going to buy the phones because a phone is something that people are going to use every day. This little clay looking look. I mean, ain't nobody buying that. Like, come on, man.
And I don't think Jay-Z, you didn't have to. Did you have to buy the phone? I think they did buy something like cheaper than that.
No. You had to buy. It was on the phone, so you had to buy the phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. I didn't get it that way, so I was just saying.
I had it. I think when the phone came out, I think we had the album like 2 days before the phones came out. I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
And they were like, "How did you get it early?" Well, because people got review units and they stripped the music out and put it up on the BitTorrent or whatever. You know what I mean?
People got ways, man. That's how. So, do you think this is going to be a new strategy? Not new, but like a reoccurring strategy when something happens. Because Jay-Z didn't do it because of like publicity. Like Kanye got stuff going on. He don't like certain people, certain establishments. But what do you feel about this this way of putting out yourself?
I think it gives more independence to the artist. Like more of that money is coming back to him, right?
Which is what he quoted why he was doing it. That's the main reason he said why he's doing it.
To me, that makes sense. But you gotta bundle it with something that people actually gonna use, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
my thought process is the price point. Like that's $200 to listen to one album.
Yes. Think about it. Even if you were a Kanye fan, why would you buy this little gadget? You don't care about making beats. You like listening to him. I don't want to make one. I don't want to make a beat. I want to listen to Kanye's beats. I don't want to make my own. You know what I'm saying, right?
All I know as an album is $10, $12. Vinyl, $20. $200? That's a jump.
It is, you know.
Kanye got beef with everybody. Kanye going through a lot right now. He just he going through a lot.
I am not against the idea. I think it's dope. I just feel like but in order to do it like Jay did, you got to form partnerships, and ain't nobody messing with Kanye right now.
Kanye not messing with nobody right now.
You know, and but I think it's dope. I think if you can find a different way to circumvent having to go through distributor, which I think I feel bad for people like I forget who the big distributor was on the West Coast that did all the Dr. Dre and all of them. But them companies don't make money no more because of digital streaming. Them companies don't even exist. I don't even know do they still have buildings? I don't even know. You know
for what? For what companies?
For like record distribution. You know, like those big record distributors. They don't have a place in the world no more. So I'm like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? You know, get it. Interscope. That's the company I'm thinking about.
Interscope Records. Interscope Records. I don't know if they still have a building, but they're still a thing.
Because
they're a record label. They still have people that they own. Basically.
Okay. I know they were the biggest distributors in the world for a minute, and then now that they not distributing no records no more because that's all being done by Spotify.
No, they still got people. They still got people.
You know. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I was saying if I'm somebody these days, I like trying to pull a move like Kanye. I would rather do something like partner with a fledgling streaming service, like a Pandora or a TuneIn or somebody like that, and be like, no, in order to get my record, you got to get TuneIn, FM, or whatever, you know, or Pandora.
You would rather do like a smaller company than like Spotify or Apple Music or somebody big?
I think that the kickback is going to be better, right? Because like I'm telling you, $200 for a piece of plastic nobody cares about just to listen to. And listen, his records ain't really been that good for the last few that he put out anyway. So it ain't like he got this masterpiece that everybody anticipating waiting on anyway. I'm just saying.
Oh man. First you go after the Trump people, now you're going after the Kanye people. You just
like let's say this was Dre, and Dre was like, "Yo," and Dre put out a box, a little tiny little plastic box, and Dre said, "Yo, the Detox album, the legendary Detox album that everybody been waiting for years, I'm putting it out in a box for $350. That's the only way you're gonna get it." You know who's signing up for that? I'm signing up for that. Right?
You're signing up for $350
because it's Dre and it ain't punk ass Kanye, and I know what to expect from Dre. You know what I'm saying, right?
I know that, and you know what? And I would be happy for you because I know it only takes like 10 people to buy the stem player or the Dre box, and then it's gonna be online. All I need is like 10 people, and then somebody gonna help me out. Somebody gonna put it out there for me.
Yeah, you already know that. I mean, that's where it's gonna be. So basically, I'll be done wasting my $350, but I got the box though, so that'd be the thing.
Right? You got the thing, which is I could roll that into NFTs, but we're not gonna talk about this episode. But my last question before we jump off is Dang, what was I gonna say? I forgot it. Keep talking. I'll try to figure it out.
So what I wanted to end the show because I wanted more people to see this particular show because this week I decided to use the S22 as my webcam, and one of the things that Samsung they're trying to shut Google down with, because Google with this whole tone plus skin thing. So I ain't gonna lie. Now, all the phones that I use as webcams, this one is a more true replication of my skin that I've ever seen on any of these devices that I've ever used as a webcam. So I don't know what y'all think about that. I think that's one of them things that Samsung was talking about, and it looked good. It looked pretty good to me,
Look over here. Everything looked true to life right now.
Sometimes it's not really brown. Sometimes it's like a grayish color. It's weird. The tone ain't never right. But this S22 camera seemed to be capturing it pretty good. So, yeah, I like it so far,
I wish Samsung would hire you for like marketing or something, because like I said, even on Twitter, if it's Samsung, if it's pro Samsung, it's on Q's line. If it's anti-Apple, anti-Google, anti-anything, it's on QTL.
I'm trying to get there, bro. Okay, because this is what I believe. I believe Samsung need more people with a true representation of their company than the people who they're using as spokespeople right now. Like
all them influencers.
You watch these Samsung commercials, right? And they got people like MKBHD showing up with. He's talking about the damn product with an Apple Watch on. Then you got.
I was like, wait, MKBHD on the commercials?
Yeah. Oh, you never seen MK? Oh, you don't watch Samsung commercials, but yeah,
I don't watch commercials. That's crazy. He put out videos all the time and said if he had to carry one phone around, he carries two. But if he had to carry one, it'd be an iPhone. Like, he said that all the time.
Yeah, and he in a commercial with Apple Watch on. So it's him. The German girl is in the commercial. The little Asian girl is in the commercial.
There's an Asian company, so they try.
Yeah, but all these people who they chose are the same ones. And when I go to their channels, they got the iPhone stuff, and and I'm like, oh my God, Samsung.
That reminded me of Gal Gadot when she was repping the Huawei, and everybody thought that she was using an iPhone, and they were like, "Yo, what is this?"
So they throw like money at MKBHD because he got this massive following. That's true, but you can get that money to me, and at least the truth will be being told. The real truth.
They like this. Here, he got 10 million. You got 1,000.
But I'm gonna tell you though, the one thing that pissed Q off for the week, it happened last night. Watching Flossie Carter, that's my man's in there.
You watch him? You like him?
I try to. He was doing his Tab SA Plus video. And he get into this whole comparison with the iPad, and I had to shut him down. I was like, we're done, Flossie. We're finished.
Nobody has shown me yet that while the S8 series looks to be the best Android tablet available, it's probably better than Microsoft Surface. Maybe, I don't know. Nobody has shown me anything that makes me think that it's better than the iPad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the iPad still has some features that we still haven't been able to do. But that's one of the things. Oh, he's talking about the cat on the Flossie Carter video. The white shoes. But I think right now the gap between iPad and Samsung Tab is high end software. So that's the gap now. So like processing power, whatever. You can say what you want to. Yeah. They kind of close. Resolution, display, all that stuff. UI, they're both are awesome. I think iPad has the advantage because they still have
software,
Photoshop, like high-end Photoshop and video editing and stuff. That's like when you get this bootleg bull crap on the Android, right? You're like nobody has. And the first one that we getting is this. What's the video after we getting? Yeah, we're getting that. So that's a first step, and I guess depending on how well that works, app manufacturers be like, well, you know what? If we're gonna do something like that, we'll do it with Samsung. We won't do it with nobody else. It'll probably be like in the Galaxy Store and not on the Google Play Store.
And like I said, and that's more of an Android issue, even rather than like a Samsung issue. Like you guys are there and you're ready. You just need Google or whoever to be like, hey, here you go. So I see that. Yeah. I see that.
Yeah. So that's what I think. I think they're good. $1,600 for the Ultra and the keyboard is a little bit of a stretch. I sold one yesterday, dude, and I'm telling you, like, I'm sitting there talking to this guy, and we'll get off after this. We're talking to this guy, and he's like, he kept going back to the Ultra. And I was like, well, okay.
Were you not? I wasn't looking at my phone for time. There was notifications.
I saw it was 7:30. But I was just saying, I was trying to sell him the Plus, but he kept going back to the Ultra.
Why would you try to sell him the Plus?
Well, because I thought that was the best one for him, but he kept going back to it. And he was like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, can you get me the 256 12 gig model? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, that's the one I want. I said, well, you know that one is like $1,200, right?
He didn't ask you for that. He said, "Can you get him 256 and 12 gigs?"
I told him I can get it for him. So what he ended up getting was the 512 16 gigabyte model, and I was like, okay, $1,600.
Now you're coming into the iPad Pro world. People come in and they're like, "Hey man, I need a 1 terabyte iPad Pro," and you're just like, "What? What are you talking? You just need this." That's not what they asked for, Q.
No, because what it was when we were sitting there shoulder to shoulder, I got the 8 out, because I bring it to work. I got the 8 out, and I'm showing them what I'm doing on the 8 Plus, right? I'm showing them how I'm getting down with it. And everything, every question he asked me, I pull the app up, because he was making beats and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And recording videos and doing video editing. And I'm showing him how I'm rocking with it. But he's like, okay, yeah, cool. I really like that. Let's do it.
Let's see it on the Ultra.
Yeah, but what it was is that the 8 Plus is capped out at 8 gigabytes. And so he wanted.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be size. I thought it was gonna be screen size.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even the screen size. It was the 8 gigabytes. That's what it was. So, and I mean, no, normally I would have been trying to top that. Normally I would be trying to move people into the Ultra, but like this guy was on some other stuff, and I was like, bruh. And me, I'm just
and I get what you're saying. Like I said, because we're not like a salesman. Like if you actually get to talking to us, we'll figure out what you actually need and try to help you out. So I get that. You start talking to the guy, you're like, okay, man to man, person to person. I see what you need. This is what you actually need. So I get that.
Look, we even plugged the MIDI controller, the little beat pad thing up to it. He rocking out. Like we doing the whole thing. And I'm like, he said, well, what it look like on the other one? Like what does the app look like on? Okay, bro. But you know what? He bought it. You know what I'm saying? So
I love those people. Those people are great.
Yeah, So yeah, it's all good. But you know what? I'll tell you one thing though. He kind of made me really think about it though. Now I already put my pre-order in. I've already
You can cancel a pre-order.
I could, but I mean he really had me thinking about that thing, man. But I was like, 14. I mean, even though the keyboard, this $350 keyboard is free, $14.99 for a tablet that is a stretch, bro. That is a commitment like I've never seen before, bro.
Would you use it?
I would.
I would. Would you? Practically speaking, if you didn't have if we didn't have the YouTube and you weren't doing anything, would you keep both the Ultra and your Samsung laptop?
No, the laptop I would sell it. I would probably sell the. I probably would need to sell the laptop to be able to afford the damn Ultra. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you need the Ultra, Q.
I think so, but I'm hoping that we get some type of. I have to wait till after launch to see if they're gonna give us some type of employee purchase thing, like because like they did with the phone. Like maybe they'll do something. If they do something like that, oh yeah, I'll be having one. But I don't have. I ain't got 14 for it right now. You know what I mean?
I don't have an iPad Pro. I have an iPad Air for that reason right there. I don't need it.
Yeah, but it's beautiful and it's awesome. It's pretty dope. You know what I mean? But we'll see. But it's a whole like whoever buys these things 2 years later, it's just sitting on a desk, like not being used because the software done got whack and the technology done passed it by. And how Samsung usually sometimes they'll commit to stuff like that, sometimes they don't. Like like all the stuff they put in this Galaxy Book that I bought, and then a new version came out and they have none of it. They didn't revisit none of that stuff. And I'm like, okay, So I don't know.
It's still the best Android tablet you can get, though. You gotta give it that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, see, there you go. Zoe trying to put me in debt.
Hey, my mom got that Samsung card. That's what she used to buy her phone.
Yeah, Zoe trying to have a wifey get pissed off at me. Like, what is?
She'll look at that bill and be like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute.
What are you paying $188 a month for? Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
She already got all your stuff in one room. She said, "You do whatever you want to do in that room." Out here,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But we'll see because I mean I like it. I think it's dope, but we have to see how it goes. But I think we had a pretty good show today, man. So Afterpay. Hey, look,
he gave me all the options. He gave me all the options.
I'm not messing with it. But I definitely enjoyed myself today. We had a pretty good show. For me, busy week coming up. We got the launch on the way. Only thing is, Keon, I kind of got a feeling that it's going to be a rough launch. I don't know if you saw the articles. The Samsung expected inventory levels are all over the place. So some dudes who think they're going to get their phone on Friday, They might not get him. It's gonna be a rough day.
You better be the first one at the store. That's all I gotta say. Be the first one
all I
there.
know is I'm gonna tell you who better not show up. The guy who comes in there at open because he pre-ordered on the first day of pre-order, and he think that his phone is gonna be there waiting on him, and he still ain't got no confirmation email yet. And so if he come to my table and be like, "Yo, bro, I'm here to pick up my phone," and I ask him, "Yo, did you get your confirmation?" And he say, "No," I might lose it. You know, I might.
But the phones are released, so where's my phone?
It ain't here.
I was the first one. You told me I was the first pre-order. Where's my phone?
No, I told the team that to make sure they never told nobody. I say unless the computer give you a date, don't tell the customer no date because this thing is jacked up. You know what I'm saying? It's, like I'm telling you, like the inventory levels are rough, bro. When I say that, I'm telling you, they bad. They're pretty bad. If you have anything other than a 256 black, you're probably not gonna get it on day one.
And 256 base, the base level, the base model
is the base model because Samsung chose to make it free with a pre-order, right? So 128 is what it comes with, but nobody sold a 128 because the 256 was free, right?
Gotcha.
So unless you got a 256 black, you're probably not gonna get your phone. If you got a burgundy or a green, especially, they definitely ain't gonna be there. I can guarantee you that. Right? You know, so
I hope all this inventory stuff is fixed up by October. That's all.
Hopefully, I might be able to get a little video to show on the show next week to see how crazy that the weekend gets. So we'll see though. You know, maybe I'm assuming that we're gonna have at least 2 meltdowns in there before the weekend is over. You know,
if somebody start crying, I need you to be like, "Oh, hold on, ma'am, hold on. Let me just make sure you can see how ridiculous you are right now." I need to do that.
But I'm looking forward to it though, so it should be fun like always. Like you know how the launches go. Anyway, Zoe and everybody who came out tonight, definitely appreciate y'all, man. And again, Keon, this is episode 50.
Big 50. 50.
So Kimberly, we put out 50. I think this is the biggest season we've ever done. I don't think we've ever done 50 episodes. Like this is cool. Yeah, so
we've been rocking through it. We've been rocking through it since last year.
We've been knocking them out. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming out, man. We will do it again next week, and hopefully we have a little bit more excitement next week. I don't got enough, Keon. That's it for me.
Hey man. Hey, check us out on socials. Check out my YouTube. I put out a video once a week, so check me out. Yeah. That's it.
All right, man. We out of here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.